Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Good afternoon. What is up? What's shaking? What's cracking? Humans, plant life, and aardvarks. It's Avry here. Game over. Edmonton is live. The Edmonton Oilers fall 6-5 in overtime to the defending Stanley Cup champions, the Colorado Avalanche, on a very, very frustrating afternoon of hockey at Ball Arena in Denver, Colorado. But first, a message from my friends at Sports Interaction. Want to bet? Then get in on the action at Sports Interaction. The boys of summer are back on Diamond, and March Madness is on deck. Bet pregame, live in play, or on one of our many prop bets. Sports Interaction makes it easy to deposit, play, and cash out. Head to sportsinteraction.com/SDPN. Or in Ontario, download the app now using the QR code at the bottom of the screen. 19 plus, and please play responsibly. All right. With that being said, the Edmonton Oilers have blown 3-zip leads in back-to-back games, multi-goal leads they've blown in games in which they should have won. They should have had. That's 3 games in a row now they've dropped. And with the Western Conference race tightening up even more so, you can't lose games like these or walk away from games like these taking only 1 point. This was a game in which Edmonton had to have both points. It was there for the taking. And they just couldn't find a way to put away Colorado. They could not find a way to put away the Avalanche. And credit to Colorado. This team is a defending Cup champion for a reason. This is still a mighty fine hockey club. You still have Mikko Rantanen. You still have Nate McKinnon. Nate McKinnon went off. Nate McKinnon had 5 games in a row of multi-points. Nate McKinnon is still, as the children say, a very, very bad man. So, it was no slouch for the team. Colorado was no team to take lightly whatsoever. But when you've had the defending champions down by that much, you got to find a way to build momentum up, and you got to find a way to finish off the Avalanche. You have to. I see a chat. Everybody in the chat here is, well, the chat's angry. I'm seeing a lot of usuals here in the chat room. Folks are angry. I don't blame y'all. I don't blame the frustration from our viewers here on Game Over Edmonton or on the SDPN platform. You have every reason to be mad in terms of what went down today. And I see we got the haters here, a lot of good fans here. You know what? And I'll give credit to a guy like Warren Fogle. 2 early penalties, not a good look. Responded after the 2 penalties, got 2 goals on the board. I didn't mind what I saw from Matthias Janmark. But what is still, honestly, confusing to me still is how Jesse Puljujarvi played less than 10 minutes. Jesse Puljujarvi played 8:15 tonight. Jesse Puljujarvi, when you're holding on to a lead, when you're trying to be strong defensively, why is Puljujarvi once again stapled to the bench? Jesse Puljujarvi is one of your best defensive forwards, and when you got to hold on to a lead, he's on the bench. 8:15 for Jesse. It is confusing, the logic, and it's very strange in terms of how Jay Woodcroft deploys Jesse Puljujarvi, even what he says about the man. It is so very odd, and JHB, I see you got your thoughts here in chat. There's no maturity, there's no improvement. Bud Brown, Holland, make a move. And yeah, I think Ken Holland, you gotta do something if you're Ken Holland. This cannot be a trade deadline where you're sitting by idly. You gotta do something to improve this team defensively. Be it, we thought this might be in for Jacob Chikrin. It's not gonna happen now, it appears. We know the team is in or trying to be in on Erik Karlsson. And you've heard Bob Stauffer mention that this might be more of an off-season move, but you need help right now. You cannot wait until the offseason to make a major move on your blue line like that. Erik Karlsson has to be a move right now or before March 3rd. It does you no good when you're looking at Erik Karlsson as a player to bring in 2023, 2024. And I know it's not going to be easy, but this is where a GM and a front office have to get creative to figure out how to make Erik Karlsson work. You can't just throw your hands in the air and say, we can't. You can't just say, we can't make it work. Get a third team involved. Find a way to move some money around to make it work. You want to be all in, but yet you've got someone like Bob Stauffer saying that this might work better in the off season. You can't be all in if you're throwing your hands up in the air on Erik Karlsson money-wise. You're not all in. You're not. I'm sorry. No matter what you want to tell people, you're not. If you're not finding a way to bring in Erik Karlsson. Michael Kane was hurt, upper body injury. Michael, that's the reason why Vander Kane did not play today. Erik Karlsson is one of the best puck-moving defensemen. David, I see your question here. Erik Karlsson is one of the best puck-moving D-men in the NHL. And he's on pace to most likely win the Norris Trophy. That is the kind of guy Draisaitl and McDavid want to play with. The passes he can give these kind of guys are amazing. And in a sense, and Karlsson on his own offensively is still going to be a major cog. He improves Edmonton's blue line tremendously if you do bring him in. And again, the lineup issues that we've seen out of this franchise for the past couple of days, a little bit of a head scratcher. Edmonton played short against the Rangers, and there's a lot of moves right now among the Oilers franchise that, to many of us, I think many of us don't make sense right now. As Edmonton sits fourth in the Pacific Division, and as tight as the division is, yes, Edmonton, with a couple of wins, can get right back to potentially being on top of the division. But also, you lose games like these, and teams behind you in the wild card race keep winning, and oh boy, you're not out of the woods yet. You are not out of the woods if you're the Oilers when it comes to escaping the battle of the Pacific Division or escaping the battle in the Western Conference. There is no security right now for Edmonton. There is absolutely zero security for the Oilers. And that is a very concerning thing when you are in your 9 of Draisaitl and you're in your 8 of McDavid. This team, once again, should not be struggling to win a division or struggling to make the playoffs. As I see getting some glare in the background. Sorry about that. As it looks like I'm about to be abducted by aliens, like it's the X-Files right now. If you can bear with me, we're going to try and solve this. I know it's probably pretty distracting. Oh my gosh, we're going to try and fix this right now. We got to move the camera a little bit to get out of the glare of my living room. Afternoon game, we got none but sun. Why couldn't this be a winter day where there's absolutely no sun? We're trying. We're trying to figure it out. Bear with us. I know if you're listening to the podcast, this right now is not exactly good content, but hey, you know what? When you're battling elements, you gotta sit back and enjoy the experience. Oh my gosh! I know I'm being washed out, being taken away. The X-Files, SDP. People really can help a little bit. Okay, the ring light's helping, I think, a little bit. Now I'm back to an extent. I think. But yeah, no, and Jack Campbell. I was here for a second. Oh jeez. Oh man, you're getting a real experience. You're getting a fun experience here on Game Over Edmonton. I'm vanishing, and I'll try to get back on track here. But also too, Jack Campbell. Today, Jack Campbell's play was not the best, and his save percentage is once again back to hovering around the low 900 mark, and that's not what you need right now. As it appears, Stuart Skinner is, as mentioned a couple of days ago, Stuart Skinner was apparently suffering an illness once again, so no Stuart Skinner for the Oilers. But Jack Campbell in net has been, at best shaky. I know he's had moments where he's made some good saves, but Jack Campbell has had moments where he's been shaky, which is not good. Which is not good for the Edmonton Oilers. And neither is his lighting. I'm just getting demolished by the sun rays right now. You know what? We're gonna on the fly try to figure out how to get a better angle. Because yeah, I'm getting pulverized right now. Yeah, we're getting only on the Steve Dangle podcast. There we go. We're getting okay. There we go. You know, I'm back to an extent again. Okay, there we go. There we go. That's better. That's much better. That is much better. Well, we got through it. We got through it. Oh my gosh! But and again, you know, if we're gonna say anything positive about this game, for the Edmonton Oilers, a lot of gold. They got a lot of goals. 5-1-5. They didn't need the power play to still be in this game, and we know Edmonton is a team that, of course, this is a team that thrives on the power play. This is the best power play in the league. So the fact that Edmonton was able to battle through, the fact that they didn't really get much in terms of special teams help, that's a big thing. And it's funny, whenever Edmonton plays against Colorado, the power plays. Now, I'm not going to be a conspiracy guy. I'm not going to do that. It's too easy to say, the referees. But more often than not, when Edmonton plays Colorado, the power plays do not go Edmonton's way. It is what it is. It is what it is. But Edmonton scoring 5 goals, 5-1-5, that's a good sign. That legitimately is a good sign. And credit to the penalty kill. There was no power play goals for anybody in this game. Colorado went 0 for 4. Edmonton went 0 for 1. Sorry, one power play. But Edmonton's penalty kill, which has been a massive Achilles heel for this team for the past little bit here, shut things down on Colorado when they're on the man advantage. So A couple of good signs. That's a couple of good signs. I'm seeing. I'm getting messages here. I'm getting I'm getting messages from all parts of the show, from chat, from my Twitter messages, and I won't say who, but someone said if you can get a Norris candidate at the deadline, you go and do it. And I agree. This is the guy. This is your guy who will put you over the top. And yeah, we're getting the camps. We are getting the camps right now of those who feel Carlson's going to help and those who feel Carlson isn't going to help. This is going to be interesting. March 3rd, the lead up to March 3rd, 2023 is going to be very interesting no matter what Edmonton does, whether they go in and get somebody, if they don't, because if they don't get anybody at the deadline and they don't improve their blue line, and if this team doesn't win a few playoff rounds, if this team doesn't get back to Western Conference Final, if this team does not get back to the Western Final, that is going to be tough for this franchise. That is going to be tough as heck. And I see the chat, getting a little bit feisty. I want to remind y'all, debate's good. Debate is awesome. Debate is great. Debate's fun. I love it. But we got a couple of comments coming in here that are not exactly, constructive. So make sure, hey, debate's great, but no need for disrespect. That's my one warning for the chat today. That's all I'm going to say today. And Travis, you're right, though. I agree, Travis. This team, bringing back Vincent Desharnais would be great. I was not a fan of Vincent Desharnais going back down. I thought Desharnais has been one of the better aspects of this team's blue line, and he's been steady. Vincent Desharnais has been one of the more steady blue liners on Edmonton's back end. He's not the most spectacular defender, but he's reliable. He has been one of the better call-ups from Bakersfield this year, and it's too bad that he was sent back down. I get why, but I disagree with sending him back down. I still feel that he should be up with the big club. He has impressed me a lot. David, coming from David here, we can win the cup with two big, strong, experienced defenders, and it's possible. That is possible. That is possible, and it's why the team has to go out and do something come March 3rd. Vinny Dees is sick. People should know this by now. They should, yeah. And of course, Vince Desharnais, wonderful personality, great dude in the room, and again, his play. But more importantly, his play has been among the better parts of what Edmonton is needed on the back end. So hopefully we see a recall of Vince Desharnais very soon, because his play on the blue line is very much needed. But now Edmonton comes, and now, you know what? This Edmonton now comes back home to play Philadelphia to finish up that set against the Flyers. And Philadelphia, another game in which Edmonton should have won on the road. They lost to the Flyers on the road in Philly. But Edmonton is going to have to get 2 points against the Flyers come Tuesday night. And we'll just go through the NHL standings really quickly here, at least the Western Conference standings, in which, again, that logjam in the West is not clearing up anytime soon. If you look at right now, Edmonton is the number one wildcard team right now in the Western Conference. 3 points ahead of Minnesota. But you also have Calgary right there at 63. You can't get cozy right now. Even though, yes, you picked up points your past two games. The Wild are only 3 points behind you, and they've won 2 straight. And then there's still Calgary. You can't count out the Calgary Flames. As much as Calgary's year has been shaky, I'm not going to put the nail in the coffin for the Calgary Flames. No way, no how. I'm not going to do that right now. And the Pacific Division, Vegas is on top, 72, LA 71, Seattle at 70. Like, these games are so important. At any given moment, you can jump right now in between getting closer to a division lead, or if you lose and you are back in a wild card spot. So Philadelphia is going to be a very important game to get 2 points off of. A very important game. Yeah, Lucas, you're right. No, I agree with you, Lucas. Calgary doesn't have the talent to go on a run. Calgary has the talent to figure things out some more and go on a run and get themselves in a wild card spot or threaten for a spot in the Pacific Division. Calgary is a team you cannot sleep on. And again, we've played what now? Calgary's played 56 games and 57. There's a lot of hockey left. There's a lot of hockey left, guys. Let's be honest here. We're not talking about the last week of the season. We're not talking about right now being in game 78, 79. We're at game 56, 57. There's a lot of hockey to be played still. And quite a bit can change going forward over the next couple of weeks, a month or two. So, no, they're not. Let's not say Calgary's done. They are still very much in things right now. They really are. But no, it's interesting times right now, and I see, Lucas, you mentioned Puljujärvi, and people who say Puljujärvi is going to be either waived or traded, it may not be the case right now. As mentioned on the CJ show with Chris Johnston and Julie McKenzie, there were discussions. The Oilers had an interest in bringing Puljujärvi back in next year. So there's a chance you could see Puljujärvi back again in 2023, 2024 in Oilers jersey. And hey, and CJ knows his stuff. Chris Johnston knows his stuff. So Puljujärvi might be back again in Oilers uniform, which I want to see. I'm a SC Puljujärvi guy. I would want to see him back. At the same time, though, I don't want to see Puljujärvi back and once again playing barely 8-9 minutes a night. And it makes me wonder, would Yessi thrive elsewhere? On the other hand, I would love to see Yessi go somewhere else and another franchise unlock what he really could do. Because this is the Edmonton Oilers. We have seen in the past players leave the Oilers and thrive elsewhere. We've seen it before. It's an age-old tale that goes back how many years? Oilers fans, you know this. So, but it'll be interesting to see if Jesse isn't moved by the deadline. It'll be interesting to see what happens come the offseason if they do re-sign him or if they do part ways. It's one of the more interesting elements of this franchise right now. And it's a team that really has never exactly been sure of what to do with Jesse Puljujärvi. It's unfortunate because I think the guy is a very talented hockey player. I really do. I really do. But yeah, no, Philadelphia, and this right now. Edmonton's schedule right now, and there's no real, what's the old saying? People say this game is there's no easy game right now for the Oilers. Nothing right now for the Oilers is easy. Games they should win, they've dropped. They're making things harder on themselves. And now I mentioned they got Philadelphia on Tuesday, then they're back on the road again. They're playing the Penguins on Thursday evening at 5 p.m. in Pittsburgh. And then they finish off the month of February by playing Columbus and Boston. I mean, yes, Eastern Conference teams, but doesn't matter if it's East or West right now. Got to find a way to get your 2 points and put some space in between yourselves and Calgary and Minnesota. No ifs, ands, or buts about it right now. You have to. You really have to right now in terms of how tight things are in the Western Conference. But one thing I'll say this much though, as wild as it is, and it's not boring. It's not boring. I know it's frustrating to see what this team is doing right now, but it's not boring. That's the one thing you can say about this franchise right now. It is not a boring team. But hopefully, and again, Edmonton, in the overtimes and shootouts, oh my gosh. Edmonton is beyond snake bin right now when it comes to games that go past regulation time. Have not won a shootout game. Have not won their past few games in overtime. Whatever it is, they just cannot find a way to. Something is not clicked lately with this team once they get to 3-on-3 overtime and once they get to the shootout. Both compartments of this game, they've struggled badly in. It's not a good sign. It really is not. The shootouts, doesn't matter who it really is, no one in the shootouts really has had much luck. Be it McDavid, Draisaitl, the big guns have not had a good time around the shootouts. I mean, although I think many of us chuckled when we saw Draisaitl try to challenge inner Brian Rolston with the slap shot in the shootout, which was hilariously wide. That one went. That was a throwback, but not in a good way. Seeing the Draisaitl slapper in overtime. Sorry, shootout. Sorry, but that's tough. But O'Reilly, yeah, Eric Carlson in 3-on-3, that would be a huge game breaker. That would be a game breaker. That would be something else. Yeah, I know that. The interview. Yes, he did. The interview, yes, he did. Yeah, no, he didn't call out McDavid. He was much more yes, he reflecting upon himself and wondering if he able to take something in NHL, which is a bit deflating because seeing a player like that talk about himself in those terms, in that language, in what was translated from Finnish, it's tough because Puljujärvi wants to be an NHLer, and him vocally talking in those terms like that of can I make it in this league? Do I have what it takes? That's heartbreaking. You don't like hearing that from a player. You don't like hearing that. You really don't. Yeah, in a shootout, yeah, Nugent shootout is someone who's been a bit better, but Draisaitl in the shootout, dry in the shootout, and he's the kind of guy you would think. Draisaitl the kind of guy you would think this year would be money himself, but whatever reason, he has not had luck when it gets to the skills competition. Although, which I still like. I could be in the minority. No, not could be. I am in the minority. But I admit, I still do like the shootouts. I know most people don't like them. I know it's going to be a tough take to hear. But I still don't mind the shootout as a way to end games. I mean, maybe I just don't see the NHL ever getting rid of them right now. They want a way to end ties after overtime because you're not gonna get unlimited overtime in regular season. It's not gonna happen. For time's sake, you're never gonna get a overtime that just goes on and on and on and on. I could eventually see the NHL going to 10-minute overtimes with the shootout involved. I could see it happening. I just don't see the league ever scrapping the shootout unless there's an massive revolt against the shootout from, say, the NHLPA or from somebody else with some pull that says scrap it. I don't see it happening. Yeah, Daki, yeah, no, close enough. Yeah, no, this team is at the point in which close enough, almost, moral victories. We almost had them. It isn't good enough. It really isn't. When you want to be a team that can win, that can be seen as a cup contender this year. So, a lot of hockey to be played left, but there are still things definitely to be cleaned up and to be solved going forward, because this is not a team right now that's instilling a ton of confidence right now. It isn't. Yeah, the past seven, you're right, Lucas. The past 7 or 8 games, Dry has not looked himself, and being in the locker room, Dry. He said, he's healthy. Drysaddle's healthy. I know he scored, but Draisaitl over the past few games, something is off. But one thing about Leon is that Leon will never tell you. Like, Leon says he's fine. Health-wise, he himself has said he's good. Health-wise, he has said before in the locker room that he's good, things are good. But something just seems off about his play as of late. And I don't know what else is happening. I don't know what else there could be, but his play has not been consistent. It's not been lately to the level of what it should be. I don't know what, but it's a bit weird. I think many of us can agree with that Dry lately has looked a bit off. Whatever could be causing that, we don't know. And I'm sure Dry will not tell us. But it's weird. It's very, very strange. Anyways, we'll wrap things up here on Game Over Edmonton. Like always, please subscribe to the Game Over channel. Please subscribe to SDPN. Please subscribe, like, comment. And on Game Over Toronto tomorrow, they got the one and only Sid Sixero hopping on the show for Game Over Toronto. So don't you dare miss Sid on Game Over Toronto. It's going to be fun. Anyways, I'm Avry, and I am out. Talk to y'all later. Have a marvelous afternoon and evening. Peace.
Game over! Powered by Sports Interaction, Canada Sportsbook.